All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Ricardo de Carvalho, and I'm the Director for Business Affairs and Development of the Luanda-Bengo Special Economic Zone in Angola. And I have prepared for you guys a brief presentation about the Special Economic Zone and the opportunities that you guys may be able to achieve with us. Apart from that, before I go into the presentation of the Luanda-Bengo Special Economic Zone, I would just like to do a brief introduction into the macroeconomic scope of the Angolan market at the moment. So just to kind of feed you guys into who we are as a special economic zone and what we can provide in terms of opportunities, not only between us but also within the market of Angola and the sub-Saharan Africa region. So to start, Angola boasts a large population and it makes the country the third largest market in sub-Saharan Africa. We possess important natural resources and are considered the second largest oil producer in sub-Saharan Africa, whilst being a global reference in mining with great emphasis on diamond production. Other than this, we evidence strong potential for non-oil sectors such as agriculture, construction, and tourism. And this characteristic, in conjunction with the young and booming labor force, will no doubt attract foreign direct investment for many years to come. Angola, as a whole, is steadily working towards solidifying a positive macroeconomic landscape and recovering economic drawback through key economic and financial reforms, which the new government has taken into account, which aim to counter the evident decline nourished as a cause of the diminished productivity in the oil industry. As you know, Angola has been known as a predominantly oil-based economy, and that being said, the government has now implemented strategy to promote non-oil sector GDP growth by diversifying and prioritizing investments in other key areas such as the ones I mentioned before, including the energy and the industrial sector as well. As backed by the world-renowned Fitch Index, Angola's real GDP growth for 2021 closed at 0.1%, following a big contraction of 5.1% in 2020. And economic metrics from Fitch have a registered estimation for the real GDP growth to close at 2.1% for 2022. This highlights the improved Fitch Index rating for Angola, having jumped from CCC to B- with a stable economic outlook for the current year, no doubt showcasing the investment and business potential that we at the Special Economic Zone are considered key advocates for. So that being said, if you already have the big international finance metric players promoting Angola's economic stability outlook, then no doubt that Angola is actually transforming into a predominant figure in emerging markets and emerging economies. And as reported by the Transparency International Index, Angola's corruption index appeal has reached an all-time high in the last trimester of 2020 and has maintained a positive growth rate throughout 2021. This also goes to show that there is a much more friendly and free market for foreign investors, as well as a much more inclusive business regime, which in turn goes in hand to provide investors with bigger opportunities and more transparency when it comes to the conduction of business. So total foreign direct investment fostered in terms of percentage of GDP for 2021 is slated at 22.2%, and that is in turn due to increase to 23.1 for the next 5 years to come. And this is all validated in the IMF's yearly report. So all the metrics and KPIs that I've just mentioned beforehand are evidence of the increased investor interest in Angola. And that being said, the time to invest in Angola is now, and the time to find strategic partners within Angola has become even more crucial. So another key aspect, just so you guys get the picture, is that the government is trying to promote the business and improve the business climate via the enactment of the new private investment law, known as the Private Investment Law 2011, which we call in Angola. And this law was approved in June 2018 and reduces the minimal capital requirement for investment, whilst also facilitating the repatriation of capital and eradicating the requirement that local investors have to take a certain stake within a company. So that new private investment law, in conjoint with the new competition law, as well as the privatization law, is reportedly a means to create and foster a better environment for not only investors, but for the whole business ecosystem in Angola as a whole. And as a prominent member of the SADC organization, Angola serves as a key link for the organization of region's global value chain. and the demographic criteria as well as geographic location, socioeconomic aspect, and the abundance of natural resources consolidate the country as a prominent commercial ally for the region and its occupants. Advocating strongly for the organization's core principles defended in the Article number 5 of the SADC Treaty Agreement, through efficient logistics channels, Angola wholeheartedly embraces intra-regional trade, free circulation of goods and people, access to multiple markets, and of course, creates economic ecosystems with the means to garnish a variety of prosperous opportunities for itself and neighboring states. With a high emphasis placed on particularities such as the construction of the new international airport of Angola, which by the way is just slated to be placed adjacent to the Luanda-Bengo Special Economic Zone, the existing array of ports within Angola, as well as the existence of the famed Lobito corridor, we are able to provide thorough distribution channels, not only for our partners within the SADC region, but also for international investors, for international investors from other continents as well. And as previously slated above, a fresh and positive upheaval of the non-OS related sector is at the top of the government's national agenda. That being said, Angola's only special economic zone is the #1 vehicle to garner state-of-the-art resources and logistics streams to create economic prosperity. When it comes to the previously mentioned sectors, Angola has a high potential for investment on a large scale and can for sure diversify its economy through the special economic zone as its charging vehicle. The abundance of fresh water, as well as gorgeous arable and resourceful mineral land in Angola, make us particularly attractive for investments in an array of sectors. And also, the potential of our constantly growing growth market, considering the country's population, is one of the fastest growing in Africa, and according to data from the BMI Research Index, is an indicator that the demand for the supply of resources will become even greater. So that being said, Angola is going to be one of the big sleeping giants of the new economic order of Africa for many years to come. And the special economic zone of Angola, which I will get into right next to my disclosing statement, is the catalyst of promotion of economic prosperity and job creation of Angola and of the Southern Africa region. So with regards to our special economic zone, or the ZE as we are known in Angola, we took up the mission to reinvigorate and transform the project in 2018 and have been striving towards excellence and results and development ever since. So the Special Economic Zone Luanda-Bengo exists since 2009, so 2009 in other words, and the new management, the new board of directors took over in 2018 and installed a new team, and which I myself happen to be a part of. And we have been implementing strategic reforms and strategic strategies to reinvigorate and to create efficiency within the zone and to become the pivot that we are today in terms of Angola's economic spectrum. The Special Economic Zone, or the Z, is one of the fundamental pillars for the stimulation of the Angolan economy and is a robust vehicle to foster job creation, in which by derivation increase the country's employability index, whilst also being a robust vehicle to boost the primary chain where productivity consists, and also to increase the volume of exports and the consequent reduction of dependence on external markets illustrated in the high import rate. We are the vehicle to largely promote the development of the non-OGDP and attract foreign direct investment for Angola and for any regional player that would like to partner with us. So now I will go into the specifics of the Special Economic Zone Luanda-Bengo. So as I stated before, the Special Economic Zone Luanda-Bengo, or the Z as we are known, was established in 2009 and is located in the municipality of Vienna, Luanda. So that's our headquarters. And the Z makes up the largest reserve for the implementation of industrial projects in Angola. So that being said, the Luanda-Bengo Special Economic Zone is comprised in total of 2 reserves. It's one big reserve made up of 2 reserves, a total of 7,500 hectares of land. And the split amongst 2 is 4,700 approximately for our headquarters in the Vienna Industrial Reserve and 2,860 hectares in the Walla Industrial Reserve. Our main mission is to attract domestic and foreign investment, whilst promoting national production, contributing to the diversification of the country's economy and creating employment. And we have the vision that we will be the preferred destination for investors in Angola and in the region as well. So this is the Vienna Industrial Reserve. This is our main headquarters where our administrative area is located. And it has a total of 4,717.91 hectares. And it is comprised of a few key segmentation of areas consisting of industrial area, commercial area, technology and scientific area, and residential area. So this is an image of our master plan, which is our guideline when it comes to construction and development of the Vienna Industrial Reserve. So we have split the reserve into a couple of quadrants. Denominately, we consider them 4 quadrants. So you have one quadrant at the top, one quadrant at the top right, another quadrant at the bottom, and another one in the middle. So we consider them the 4 quadrants of the SEZ. Continuing, we have the Walla Industrial Reserve, which is our secondary reserve and is still our virgin reserve, and it's open for investment at the highest level possible. So the Walla Reserve is a high potential reserve for the development of agricultural-based industrial projects. That being said, the 2,860 hectares of land is still in the development phase, meaning that we still don't have the conclusion of the master plan. That being said, any key potential investor who would like to come and join us in developing the Walla Industrial Reserve has the advantage and flexibility of being a part of the conception of the new master plan for the Walla Reserve, and in turn will be able to influence the conception of the master plan in the means to attend the necessities of his intention within the potential Walla Reserve. So here are a few metrics of the ZE in terms of numbers and statistics. Throughout the ZE's lifespan, we have a total of 131 units installed. Of those 131 units, 75 of them are fully operational units. Bear in mind that the Special Economic Zone Luanda-Bengo was inaugurated in 2009, and until 2018, there was another board of directors who was running the operations. So in terms of projects approved, from 2018 to 2021, 82 projects were approved, consisting of industrial, agricultural, commercial, and general services projects. Out of those 82 projects approved, 12 projects are in the execution phase, and 13 projects have been implemented. That being said, the total number of jobs generated as a whole accounts for 6,300 jobs created. In terms of approved projects by sectors, in 2018, 5 projects were approved. This was the beginning year of the new board of directors. So 1 agricultural project was approved and 4 industrials were approved. In 2019, which was our big boom year, the year where we started knocking down all the barriers and started making a name for ourselves in Angola, a total of 40 projects were approved, 1 agricultural, 1 commercial, and 38 industrial scope projects. In 2020, bear in mind that at the end of 2019, we got hindered by the COVID pandemic. So in 2020, we had a slight dip in our overall project approval capacity, but nonetheless, 17 projects were approved, all in the industrial scope. In 2021, 20 projects were approved, 1 for general service and 19 for industrial production. So bear in mind that until 2018, there were a total of about 3,850 jobs generated. And in 2021, we can account for a total of 6,300 generated jobs. That means that in terms of overall efficiency, we evidence a 63.6% growth rate just in the 3 years that the new board of directors has been in place and in power for the new mandate. Also, until 2018, there were a total of 56 fully operational units. And in 3 years' time, we increased that number to 75 units by adding 19 more fully functional facilities. So these metrics that I'm here trying to illustrate are concrete evidence of how we as an organization pertain to be efficient and are highly operable in terms of our logistics and our overall organizational structure. And if we, as the managers of the whole zone, have this type of work regime and work ethic, you guys can already imagine the type of business environment that we are able to provide for our inhabitants. So moving on into my presentation, in terms of our overall strengths, I would have to say that our main one is the institutional support. Institutional support goes both ways. Interior support, meaning us as an institution, are always on hand to support our investors in our factories and our promoters via our own personal resources, and exterior institutional support, because we already built a reputation within the Angolan market, and whatever type of adjacent institutional lobby that needs to be done, we have the capability to do that in record time, thus assisting in creating a stable business environment for every single player within the special economic zone. Accompanying this institutional support, we have a strategic management vision. We always strive to be and reach high benchmarks pertaining to special economic zone functionality. We have a strategic geographic location, as I mentioned in the first part of my before my presentation, where I spoke about our proximity to the ports and the railway services, and also the location of the new international airport of Angola, which is going to be adjacent to the special economic zone border, meaning that we can imagine a future in which one of our big producers is trying to export something, and he can only has to transport his cargo only a couple of kilometers to the new international airport, and has easy access to export channels. So this is by far how do I say, a critical positioning from ourselves. And when you couple that with the quality infrastructure, such as the paved roads and the access ways, such as the security gates, such as the supply of water, electricity, and fiber optic cable, and the telecommunication spectrum as well, we are able to be a key player in industrial production, because we guarantee the whole value chain of infrastructures that our producer will require in order to stimulate production. So when you go into the special economic zone Luanda-Bengo, you have access to all the raw utilities that you need, such as electricity, water, telecommunications, and internet. You have all of that at your disposal. All you have to do is come in, build your unit, or start producing, or do whatever you need to do to advance your business, because we as a organization and as the host of the environment already accounted for the main utilities that any player needs in order to do business. And when you conjoin all of these strengths that I've just mentioned before with our young and booming labor market, as well as our regional economic integration, because we are strategically located in a prosperous region through the SADC integration, and also the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement, which we are also a part of, you have here a catalyst in terms of economic development that is only seen in the Luanda-Bengo Special Economic Zone of Angola. So apart from the services that I've just mentioned in my previous slide, we also have exceptional services that have been mentioned. A couple of them I've already touched upon previously, but nonetheless, I'm just going to go through them again just to kind of clarify. So number one, we start off with controlled access. So our special economic zone is not just a free-for-all, you can go in as you please type of thing. We tend to guarantee our companies and our inhabitants security 24/7. That being said, we monitor who has access and who doesn't to the production sites. And so we have security gates with an access via key card to allow people to move around within the zone and to enter the zone. We also provide transport services and lifting of load services. So that being said, if we have any factory or any investor or promoter that has a necessity to transport cargo or to build the basis for the factory and things like that. We have heavy machinery and other machinery at our disposal that we can lease out and supply, excuse me, to our inhabitants in order to ease their business necessities. Apart from that, we also have safety and security guarantees. So we, apart from having our own private security team that work for us, we also have partnerships from the police and the firefighters team. That, and also we have within the special economic zone a police station and also a fire station that's always there 24/7, that has all the necessary infrastructure and equipment such as police cars, ambulances, fire trucks, and all of that. We also have a medical center within the zone as well. So we have the whole plethora of basic human necessities at your disposal 24/7 should the need arise. Apart from that, we also have fuel and maintenance stations located within the zone to also facilitate your day-to-day travel necessities. And we also strategically have some restaurants and hotels, not directly within the zone, but in adjacent areas. Although, like as I mentioned in one of my previous slides, within the Vienna Industrial Reserve, we do have an area that's reserved for residential and in accommodation purposes. That being said, if any investor would like to put in a hotel or would like to put in a bed and breakfast or whatever, we can also open our doors for that possibility. Another key standout from our portfolio is the GUI, or the Investor Support Office. And that being said, within the GUI, we create the one-stop shop regime that offers access to integrated public services and a quick resolution for public administrative matters. So within the GUI, we have a two-story building that has about, let's say, 15 to 20 compartments, all of public and private entities, such as the Municipal Administration Office of Vienna, such as the National Tax Authority, such as the state electricity provider company, such as the state water provider company, such as the National Migration Services entity, such as the Social Security entity, such as insurance companies, such as banks. So we have a whole array of service providers located within the GUI that are services that directly impact the success of any type of business within our Angolan ecosystem. So that being said, if you want to register a company to function within the special economic zone, you don't have to leave the zone and go to somewhere else. You can do all of that in-house because the GUI is situated directly in the heart of the Luanda-Bengo special economic zone. So when it comes to regularizing permits and legalizing tax bills, or taking care of your utility bills, or taking care of whatever necessity documentation that you have, you can do all of that within our borders. So that being said, this is one of the key standouts that we have that separates us from many special economic zones in Africa. I say many because a couple of zones have already visited our GUI and have already made a commitment to implement a similar structure within their own special economic zone. So that's something that we are very proud of, and it's something that we are also serving as consultants for when it comes to regional integration of investor support offices. And this is something that, just so you guys know, is very dear to us because we're here to facilitate the ease of doing business. We are here to create solutions for our inhabitants, and it's an honor for us to be able to bring something that we created from scratch and that we had a vision to make it better and be able to take it to other ecosystems makes us very proud. And all of these services that I've just mentioned, including the investor support office, as well as the ones that I stated before, all assist in expanding domestic production of goods and exports, as well as increasing foreign direct investment in this special economic zone and in Angola as a whole. Moving on, at the Special Economic Zone Luanda-Bengo, we have a pretty international community. So we have players from United Kingdom, from France, from Syria, from the United Arab Emirates, from China, from India, from Brazil, from Portugal, from Spain, from Lebanon, from Eritrea. Eritrea is one of the big players within the zone. They are very, very, very committed individuals. And of course, we also have nationals, Angolan nationals operating within the zone. So in terms of products exported within the zone, so we have dairy product production, we have raffia and paper packaging production, we have meat, sausages, and pasta production, we have hospital equipment production, we have the assembly of tractor and agriculture implements equipment production, we have the assembly of mobile phones, tablets, laptops, and electronic appliances, we have plastic production, production of paints and varnishes, beauty and personal hygiene and cosmetic production, detergents and soap production, building material production, PVC pipe production, and steel as well. And we have paper, plastic, and glass recycling facilities, all within the Special Economic Zone Luanda-Bengo. So we have here an array of crucial production line promotion that is unseen in Angola. So you have no region in Angola, all of Angola, that has the capability of producing this variety and abundance of basic products and goods to supply national and international markets. In terms of overall market access, just to kind of conclude my presentation on the Luanda-Bengo Special Economic Zone, because Angola is a prominent figure of the Southern Africa Development Community, the African Continental Free Trade Area, and the Economic Community of Central Africa states, we as a Special Economic Zone, being Angola's key production hub, are also a key player and prominent player in the production centers of all of the members of these three organizations. So that being said, the needs of the SADC region and the ECCAS region and the AFC FTA regions, all their necessities can also be taken care of within the Special Economic Zone Luanda-Bengo, because we have direct access to exporting with these players because of all the agreements that we have in place. So that being said, when you looked into investing in Angola, don't think about only Angola as the country. Think about Angola and the regions Angola is a part of. Think about Angola and the organization Angola is a part of. Think about Angola and the position Angola has, not only within the southern region portion of Africa, but Africa as a whole. Because the fact that Angola is a key player in African economic stability means that the Special Economic Zone Luanda-Bengo is also a key player in Africa economic stability. So we have direct access to several markets, not only Angola. And just out of curiosity, just so you guys know, a couple of weeks back, we received a visit from her Honorable Deputy Prime Minister of Namibia, and she came with a big delegation, and they were inquiring on how we as a Special Economic Zone can help in providing raw material for their production bases in Namibia. So that's something that can be achieved through the way we are strategically partnered with them through these agreements and also our geographic location. So this is just one of the many opportunities that you have here. And let's not forget that Angola it shares a border with the Democratic Republic of Congo, which is one of the biggest markets in all of Africa and all of the world. So, and don't forget that the amount of exports that Angola produces is still very residual. So there's still a big margin of growth. So if you want to be a part of that growth, you have to be a part of the growth with the right people. So in that being said, I consider that the Special Economic Zone Luanda-Bengo is the right player, not only for achieving the penetration of the regional global value chain, but also is the right player because we stand for trust, transparency, and ease of doing business. We are here to create good business opportunities. We are here to look after the little guy, and we are here to create the mark, not only for Angola, but for Africa as a whole. So I'm not going to take up more of your time. I just did a short presentation. There's a lot more that could have been covered, but I'll anxiously wait for you guys to get in touch, either directly with me or via Crescendo Worldwide. And I'll be more than happy to sit down with you guys and discuss further opportunities and go more into depth about what can be achieved with the Luanda-Bengo Special Economic Zone. Because I'm not gonna not to be uptight or anything, but In terms of overall economic prosperity and development, the Luanda-Bengo Special Economic Zone is second to none in all of Angola. You won't not find a place that's as efficient and as easy to be a part of as a Luanda-Bengo Special Economic Zone. And we are here to help. Our doors are open, and I'm pretty sure that you guys will be able to create good business opportunities for yourself. So thank you very much. And the future is today. So we think about the future today. So let's hope that you guys think about the future as well. Thank you.